Hello.
Hello.
What? Ergo, when did you get in here?
I've been sitting next to you this whole time.
What? I'm kidding. I knew he was there the whole time. But hey, welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It has been a hot minute since we have played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Ergo?
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah, I feel like the last time we played it was around Christmas. Which was...
Well, it was in January.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Well, it was either around 3 to 4, or hang on. It was either around 4 months ago, 3 to 4 months ago. So it's been a while. But while Ergo is tossing something in the trash for me, I want to point out that we were able to get the stream avatars thing to work on mine without Ergo having to like disconnect his like account and stuff. So we can battle with the Pokemon now. So I'm extremely happy about that. We are probably going to start the case over that we were doing. It was the Clouded Kokoro is what it was called. And Ergo and I both are a little on it because, like I said, it's been a couple months since we last looked at this case. And we hadn't really gotten that far. We hadn't even gotten to trial yet. So we're just going to go ahead and restart that case and see what happens. I'll be honest, since it also has been some time, I don't think I remember everybody's voices, but at least for the main ones, I did pretty generic voices, so it doesn't really matter. Ergo, what about you? Do you feel like you're gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm always okay with you. Just in general.
Aww.
Just the okay. I'm always okay with you. Mm-hmm. As a person. As a being.
Yeah.
Sorry, slight room reference there.
As a human being.
See, I was trying to think of like different sound alerts to put in there. We should put some room sound effects in there.
From the room, yeah.
To be like, these are for you. But I know I typed it in before, but I just want to say hello to Moonly and to Cannon. And I saw that Cannon is lurking, so go for it. Enjoy your lurk.
I think you just call him Crow.
Wait, did I? I thought I called him... Well, I called him Crow in the chat, but like Cannon, you know? So like I sometimes switch between them. But also, Mike, I see that you are here as well. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the stream.
It just shows us all the chapters. Spoilers. Jeez. Oh god, no. Oh god. Okay, opening.
Okay. We're gonna start from the beginning.
The game just trying to spoil us.
Or maybe we got further than we thought. Mm-hmm. We completely forgot this whole case.
Oh my god. Oh wait, I should probably get in the chat.
That would be cool of you, yeah.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
Oh, yeah.
To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
And no worries, Mike. I completely understand. I hope that you get some well-deserved rest. And thank you for stopping by. So for as long as you can be here. And thank you for the well wishes. We will have fun. All right. So we are in the British Supreme Court. We're in this guy's office. Were you this guy?
19th of February. Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I just did like a deep voice.
Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. And hello, it's Ivan! Heyo! How are you, my dear? I hope that you're doing well. And Nomizu! Hello, Nomizu. How are you? That rhymed.
Wow.
I know. See? I can be cool. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. And oh no, it's Ivan, I'm sorry you're dealing with allergies. That sucks. And Nomizu, I'm doing well, hope you are all too. And 10 out of 10 rhyme. Thank you for recognizing my rhyming skills, Nomizu. I appreciate you. Ayo!
Wow.
Anyway, except when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops! Sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking.
Renosuke just wandering into like the 5-star hotel.
See, Phoenix would never do that. He's too like, tight on the purse. He'd be like, no way, you can't even look at that. They'll charge you money.
He'd be like, no, Maya, we're staying at the Motel 6.
And she's like, what? We can't even get room service there. And he's like, stop trying to bleep me dry. Anyway.
He'd like bring a tent. He'd bring a tent and be like, we're staying at the campground.
Oh my god. Maybe, I don't know. He might. Wait, what?
Oh, did I read that? Oh.
Yep. It's okay though. Oh. I did try. It's okay. But I'm...
There you go.
In a lodging house in Japan, the sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. It's a hyphen. Should have stayed at the Holiday Inn. Heck yeah.
This was all just an advertisement.
For Holiday Inn. Susato looks at the camera and says, we should have stayed at Holiday Inn.
We should have booked our trip on Expedia or whatever.
Not sponsored. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London is a scary place.
Right? Capitalism.
Oh, so that's you.
Ah, good morning to you at this early hour.
The chair spoke. Oh, it's that guy. Oh, yes, well. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Susato-san is amazing. She didn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart.
Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices.
Yeah, they're nuts! Yes, it was very eye-opening. Thank you. There was a lot of fire and screaming. Not just when that one guy died, but during the voting. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. It's a shame he died, and his ghost is here now.
Yes, I've already been apprised of events.
His name would be Strongheart. Right? No, I agree.
You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed.
Yes! Oh!
No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer.
Man, is that all it takes?
Yeah.
Is everybody who's been to school to be a lawyer what the hell, man?
You just gotta win one case, then you're a lawyer.
Also, this guy's got to be evil at some point.
Right.
I think we've talked about it before, but look at them eyes. He's staring at you like he's like, I'm going to come and knife you one day.
It's like he's gonna be the one behind everything.
That's my guess. Yes, actually, yeah. I think he's behind it all.
Maybe they're faking us out though.
Yeah, they're like, give him a scary ass expression, but make him the sweetest man ever.
Like Detective Bad in the Edgeworth games.
No spoilers.
His name is literally Bad, but he's a good guy.
Don't listen to Ergo and his spoilers. See, it's a hyphen also agrees. She thinks he might be a villain.
My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, back to the casual racism.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now.
Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you.
I murdered some lady and want you to try to get someone cleared.
Cover it up for me. Pin it on someone else. Now, I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem.
Another case? Already?
Because wait, I'm trying to
What is this, an Ace Attorney game where everyone dies immediately?
So in that previous case that we just did with the leprechaun guy.
You mean Mr. McGilded, the Mr. Burger King man.
was that like the first, or like one of the first cases in Ace Attorney where we actually just defended somebody without pinning it on somebody else? Because we didn't, right?
Well, yeah, I guess we were able to successfully prove that he wasn't guilty, but no one was charged
It wasn't the typical Ace Attorney thing where it's, one of the witnesses was the killer.
Yeah, because we kept looking for that. We kept going, this guy must be the killer, or they're all in on it.
It actually kind of seemed like maybe the person we were defending was the killer.
Well, I don't know.
But then he died. So.
But then he died, so he can't have been the killer. Or at least he wasn't the only one. He definitely was suspect because he was going through so much trouble to hide every bit of evidence that could possibly incriminate somebody. Whether it was him, I don't know. But yeah.
It's like in the first tutorial case, we pinned it on somebody else, right?
Yes, it was that lady with the swan hat. Remember?
Right, with the swan hat.
Yeah.
And then on the boat one, we were the one who was suspected, and so we were finding.
Yeah. But wait, did we find out? Oh yeah, no, we did find out.
It was the girl in disguise, right?
Yeah.
And it was like an accident.
It was an accident. She pushed him. Yeah. Our boyfriend. She killed our boyfriend by accident.
Yeah.
I can sort of forgive her, but how dare she?
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's continue.
The guy with the boa constrictor. Yes. The poor snake. Scared. Or no. She got spooked because he found out who she was. Yeah. And she was afraid he was gonna turn her in, but he was actually just gonna ask his friend for advice.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's when she got a little too pushy, and he just fell and killed himself. Anyway.
Strongheart's been waiting for us. He's been
like, I'm gonna wind this watch for like 30 minutes. If they're not done by then, I'm leaving.
I will not need to wind this watch for another 10 years. It's all set. Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I?
Maybe a little. It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it.
What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for?
The truth! We're an ancestor of the Phoenix Wright. We just want the truth.
Oh, that's right, I was Santa Claus. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Merry Christmas! Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
Oh.
Go ahead and do that accent there, Ergo.
I remember how to do a bad Irish accent. Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has.
See, that's perfect. You fit right in.
I just have to think about, that's me lucky charms.
See that? I thought so.
As for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
Even though I yelled at the guy many times.
Yeah. Evil laugh.
Yeah, where was... Do your evil laugh. Oh no, he's Waluigi. He's purple.
Yeah.
I just can't help wondering, I mean, he seemed kind of sussy, right? If Mr. McGilded really was innocent. No, Mizu. Mr. Naruhodo. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth.
Honestly, I feel like most Ace Attorney protagonists should probably just be detectives.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not really lawyers, they're more detectives,
The point of lawyers is not to find the truth, it's just to get your client to win.
Well, see, no, they make that point very clear. They always say that.
Yeah.
It's someone like Edgeworth saying, you're supposed to just prove them innocent.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're better than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, ascertain the truth.
100 bits?
Aw, thank you for the 100 bits, it's Ivan. Thank you. 100 times, you're awesome. I would say it 100 times, but that would probably take a while. So, mwah!
We've already spent a lot of time talking.
You're wonderful. See, he's already winding the watch again. We don't want to make him do it again and again.
He's just going to break it.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. It always is. Thank you. That's right. And then the trial ended.
Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer.
He's dead as a doornail.
Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away. Oh yeah, they didn't know that yet. Immediately following the trial.
I burned him alive, you see.
Yeah.
I knew it.
To keep him quiet because I'm behind everything. He was working for me. Anyway. Susato.
No! What? Mr. McGilded is... McGilded dead? He's McDead?
The birds flying.
See, now I just want to add Mick in front of everything that happens to him.
Guess his charms weren't so lucky.
Whoa!
I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Alright.
Gotta converse with the man.
McGilded's death.
His McDeath.
McDeath.
I don't understand. What happened?
McGill dead.
Whoa! That's good. How can he be McDead? I mean dead.
Well, you see, when someone dies, they're dead. After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom.
I was hiding secretly in the compartment there. Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of.
Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames.
I should know. I was the one who lit the match. No, I don't know. Watch, I'm making all this guess, but maybe that is exactly what happened. I don't know. No. How could such a thing have happened?
That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Miss McGilded.
Right, hyphen?
Convenient.
Very convenient, isn't it? That he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful. I mean, he was kind of a gross guy, but I mean, it still sucks.
The man must have slipped inside while the bailiff's attention was elsewhere.
See, I knew he was going to try to hide more evidence, so I killed him in the process. What? That bailiff really needs to pay more attention.
Yeah, right.
He's worse than Gumshoe.
First, the bailiff missed McGilded getting into the cart, and then he missed somebody lighting it on fire.
Right, yeah, jeez.
What are you doing, bailiff?
Is that guy fired? And how could that have happened?
That is also being investigated as we speak.
But most likely someone lit it on fire. Thinking back now.
Or see, I was gonna say, she was asking, like, how was the bailiff distracted? Like, somebody, like, you know, showing a laser pointer at the wall.
He was secretly a cat.
He was chasing after it.
Immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus.
Here's a flashback showing that.
Which, I mean, actually works out for us since we haven't played this game in a couple months.
Yeah. Well, I must be making tracks now. After me lucky charms, 'tis time for the inspection.
Sorry, what inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. What's the point of that, too, after the trial's over?
Yeah, he's been cleared, so I don't know.
An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage.
The bailiff climbed the wall to follow the laser, then got distracted by the ceiling fan. You know, as you do.
Very easily distracted.
That sounds plausible.
But then who was Mr. McGilded talking about?
That was me luring him in there. I mean, never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation.
Look at my cane. Doesn't it look like a duck?
like a goose.
It's got like a weird neck and then you get the... But anyway.
Somebody like take this picture and like edit like a speech bubble saying quack. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police, which I control.
You don't want to end up McDead, do you?
Poor Mr. McGilded.
Let's just talk about the British court. It's weird. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
Oh, well, I don't know. There was a lot of racism. I mean, it was wow.
Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history with racism, but also it's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old.
It was just the Wild West over there, and
Yeah.
you could just do anything.
Like fling fire around. Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words.
It was McRacist. Oh, God. Susato's looking like, did you really just say that? Like, Ryunosuke, did you really just say it was McRacist?
McRacist?
I mean, they were.
I think that's racist.
And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones.
So look, fine, they're racist against the Japanese, and then Japanese are racist against the Irish, it's fine.
God.
The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can.
Look into my very, very, very scary eyes.
Did you see how we have a thing where you hit a button and it shoots a fireball into a scale? That's it's so advanced.
Yeah, that takes some precision there.
Yeah.
The most advanced in the world, is it?
It was fortunate
That no one got burned this time.
that your very first trial was a simple affair. It was not simple.
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose
I should know.
because of corruption.
I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple.
The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them.
Sorry, you were trying to alert me to the fact it was me, but I thought you were just patting me on the back, and I was like, yeah, scratch my back.
In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. See, a sussy fuck guy wouldn't say something like that.
You wouldn't laugh right after a sentence like that.
Is something funny?
No, my apologies.
My inner villain is showing.
However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree?
Well,
He's buttering you up.
I don't know about that.
See, that's where Phoenix would put his hand over his, like, the back of his head and go like, I don't know about that.
Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth.
Is something funny? Your face!
Your mom. That's just a little joke we have here in Great Britain.
Your mother.
Ignore the fact that I don't have a British accent. Ergo can't just do British accents all the time.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Which is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before.
What's going on? What was he going to say before?
New case. Yeah, let's move on.
Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned?
No.
Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes.
It's a murder and the trial starts in 5 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite as urgent as your last assignment.
Someone was just murdered, that's all.
In fact, this case is completely different.
Oh, I see.
There's no carriages involved at all.
Yeah, that means it's completely not
thank
the
God.
same.
I'm so tired of carriages after that last one. We're just looking at a carriage
Yeah.
for like 5 years.
It was the carriage run through.
And I'm glad that we were thinking the same thing you were. It's a hyphen.
They were going to say mom originally as well. Very nice.
See? Classic minds think alike, right?
Did he just read my mind?
Yes, that is to say, no one has died as yet.
Oh, that's right. She's not dead
She's, like,
yet.
unconscious, yeah. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. So we're technically just investigating an assault, I guess.
Well, maybe is she struggling to survive?
23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise.
See, this is just like in the other Ace Attorney games where they say, yeah, your trial's tomorrow at 10 a.m., you know?
Yeah,
like,
you get a day to investigate, yeah.
So the trial's tomorrow then.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial.
Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, it was Mr. McGilded. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense.
Oh,
If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome.
The most terrible end awaits the defendant.
Yes, that's right.
ugh, here we go again.
Here I go again on my own.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits.
Thank you, Mr. Human Clock.
Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time.
And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you.
Oh, what's that?
Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds.
Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing.
Oh,
Another thing, continue.
On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me.
There's something very important that I have to do. It's a flashback voice.
Gotcha.
Something very important, and what exactly would that be?
He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd...
You're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion.
Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Sogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. You weren't his lover.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. Here's
Oh,
the
that guy! Remember? He's the guy that eats the never-ending fish and chips.
Yeah, he's got some right now.
Yeah!
I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case.
Yeah!
He's basically our detective gumshoe for this, right?
Yeah!
He'll be able to apprise you of the details.
How long has he been there? And why does it smell aggressively of fish and chips?
So, I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell.
There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-san, what did you mean?
I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think?
No.
No. Yes, you're right. Was it you? Were you him?
Did I do like a really bad British accent or something? I can't remember.
I mean, do it now. I like the idea. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all.
Let me see. When we get a close up on him, I'll see what. He's still just standing there, like, well, are you gonna come over?
Do you have to
We're gonna
examine him?
examine
Oh, it was lit up for you too.
Examine the fish and chips.
Just look at all the naughty books.
Wait, what?
And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan.
Okay, no,
It's like a
this is
dream.
Okay,
They're all about. What about Russia? Why do you ask?
Where is the wardrobe in Russian? Yeah, okay. Now let's examine him. There we go. Okay.
I love his never-ending fish and chips.
Yeah, he like pops it out. Like, hold on.
Yep.
Yeah. How does he do that?
Magic. He's a magician.
I'm a magician. Could we trouble you?
Okay. Oh, voice line. What do you think?
That's good. I like that.
Lovely weather, isn't it?
What's the weather got to do with anything? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Sorry for being racist. Some friends.
Take a deep breath. Stop looking at the fish and chips. Don't even pretend they're there.
He crawled out of the grease trap at the Waffle House. That's where he got his magic powers.
Mm-hmm.
Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know? Yeah, you need fish and chips for that.
Right?
They'll eat that out of your hand.
But Susato-san told me it was foolproof.
Oh god, I'm a busy man, a very busy man. I got so many fish and chips to eat. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days.
Hey, but you know what's great? With a name like Gregson, you could work at Bolson Company Construction over in Breath of the Wild. Lucky you!
And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of.
It's like it doesn't even exist.
Hear that ripping sound?
Well, I think it's you biting into the paper.
That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters.
There's no need to rip us apart as well.
I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
Eh?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, so...
Eh?
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
She said with like an angry look.
It's lovely weather today, isn't it?
It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
Unbelievable. How did she pull that off?
And right, I also have not seen anyone eat as aggressively as Gregson.
I was going to say to answer Renosuke's question is because she's a pretty lady.
Right? She's a pretty lady.
So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson, Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard.
See, people don't have weird name puns.
I mean, they might. Maybe we just don't get.
Maybe we haven't met that one
We
yet
just don't
in this
get them.
case. Gregson? I'm Inspector Gregson.
What's the matter with Susaru-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her?
Inspector Gregson?
Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson?
Oh, right, yeah. Because he's in the books. The Herlock Sholmes books.
You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susaru, but he's a London detective.
Oh, I do know him very well, in fact.
Very well?
Yes, he features prominently in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rance Magazine?
For a second, I thought it said racist magazine.
$10 say he's associated with Sholmes.
Let's see.
That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful, friendly rivalry. It's a hyphen. I win.
Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. I mean, it's also not that incredible. Mr. Sholmes was kind of nuts.
Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words.
Backhanded compliment.
That's his highest praise?
Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see.
That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof.
Well, that's wonderful.
No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure.
Do you see how aggressively he eats those fish and chips? He's secretly a shark.
Rumors?
Are you quite sure?
He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that.
Now he sounds like Squidward.
Yes, make him Squidward.
Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs.
Get the feeling the detective could be very hard work.
Oh dear. Perhaps such a sudden rise to fame does change people.
So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. We should get on track, you know.
Nothing to tell, really.
Someone got stabbed.
As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear. That probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in hospital, unconscious.
That's despicable! What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
At least attack her from the front, challenge her to a duel.
Right! Go for her jugular! To her face!
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Sasato takedown, wouldn't you?
That is neither here nor... Oh, no, that's you. Why am I reading her? Sorry, I got so swept up in the moment.
You did, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah. I've been playing the second Edgeworth game on my DS, so I'm like...
Do you do all the voices?
Reading everything.
Do you do all the voices
in my
now?
head, I guess.
Aw, see, I do it out loud, but that's sweet. I like that. That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. I absolutely would, but we don't have to say it out loud.
Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now.
Anyway, after I don't know what the fuck that was about. After something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit?
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question.
Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barock Van Zeeks.
Oh, you mean the vampire? Yeah, we're well aware of him.
Yeah.
No!
We just beat him yesterday.
Not him again! He was mean!
Sounds like you've heard of him then.
Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks. He threatened to suck my blood more than once, believed to be the hairbringer of death himself. Or itself.
The Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barock von Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday.
Mr. McGilded told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
Here's a flashback. So am I McGilded, I guess?
Yeah.
When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs.
Fly, my pretties!
And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
My bat children will fly and suck your blood! Ha ha ha!
Anyway, I was prepared for him to say the plaintiff is dead or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Because we totally broke his streak yesterday.
Yeah, we just beat him.
Bite me.
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty.
Huh. And what of it?
I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Magnus McGilded came a cropper. What? Magnus McGilded came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. Whatever that means. So you can't rightfully say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that? And honestly, back in the time period
No.
if you were accusing him of being like a witch, you would have killed him already.
Right, well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm very nearly out of chips.
Don't know how, they're constantly regrowing.
So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place.
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
I remember the criminal vaguely.
You've branded him a criminal already?
He's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else.
Rude.
He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you.
Because I think he's also Japanese. Because, yeah, he gets kind of happy to see us.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't speak English at all.
Oh, yeah,
So, yeah,
see, of course, accuse the foreigner who can't speak, you know? Like, yikes. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Many things, I think.
To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking.
Right? Racism.
That's the real villain in this game. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too.
But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny.
So,
If I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
No.
did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant.
Thank you.
I'm not paying you.
So then, shall we?
Yes! Let's go! Punch some people in the face!
Alright. Let's talk to, I guess.
Let's talk to the dude!
Yeah.
Was I him or were you him?
I don't remember. Let's get a look at him. I forget what he looks like.
So, these are the British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like a dungeon.
Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse.
Apparently, our client is in this cell here. He's that candle right over there! But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Ah, no worries. Thank you. Go and do what you gotta do, my friend. Enjoy. Thank you for being here.
Inmate,
Oh, wait, this.
Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding at the back of the cell and show your face at once.
I love it. So am I?
Am I?
We'll see.
Am I a cat, as yet with no name? Calling me by a number? It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer.
That was weird. Mr. Naruhodo, what? Huh. What do you think is going on here?
I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. It looks English here, but we'll go with it.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got them Danganronpa eyes. Kind of. Well, no, they're more light shines, but kind of looks like circles if you're not looking.
Those eyebrows look like they're, like, I don't know, something.
Something's going on with his face. Yeah. Excuse me.
Shh, quiet.
Oh, I remember him. He's like,
Yeah.
the whole time.
Fidgeting, like, oh god, stop fidgeting. They're all around, hiding, I know they are.
They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it.
Right, so can I ask you exactly?
There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost.
A ghost?
We mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you... Japanese by any chance?
This is... Oh, that's you. Sorry.
This is... beyond my wildest dreams.
Beautiful.
Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all.
Imagine it. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign dungeon. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment.
I love this man.
I am the great Saiyan Man! Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned us to would turn out to be a fellow Japanese?
Ah, what compassion my fellow countrymen show. To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon.
Love this man. A first-class lawyer. Should we tell him the truth?
As in I'm in my first class? I've taken one class?
I actually even haven't taken a full class. I've not been to a legitimate school for this. I studied on a boat. Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here.
I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why, you've been detained as a suspect, for example.
Yes, I can. I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent.
I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy.
Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba.
I am a visiting student sent here by our government.
Did you think he was going to go...
Notably, notoriously named Natsume, Soseki Natsume.
God.
Soseki Natsume.
What's up? Soseki Natsume-san. What an unusual name.
Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. And alliterations, apparently.
Right?
It's something of a nom de plume.
A nom de plume? You mean an alias?
Oh, so he speaks French.
I learned that word from Aladdin. They sing it in that song.
Nom de plume.
Next time gotta use them. Yeah, next time gotta use a nom de plume. Anyway,
that's right.
Oh, that's right, Naruhodo-san.
No. Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. It's French.
And haiku? That really reminds me of home.
Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent here by the government?
Oh, excuse me. Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this. It's beyond the pale. Also, it's been a year and he hasn't learned English.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Suffer that
We
misery.
know English, we're not even...
Well, here's the thing. English is an absurd language to learn, so, props to this guy for however far he's gotten.
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here?
No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh.
But just because the government tells you to do something, does that mean you can do it? No.
What do you mean?
If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable.
This language is absurd. The word read and read is spelled exactly the same way. I see.
Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi.
Well, you must be a man of great standing.
Oh yes, so I'm often told.
I'm so good at standing. And often like to be told, it seems.
Anyway, what happened? Now that we have your backstory.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder.
Murder?
Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes.
Before your eyes?
Oh, before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
I didn't see anyone.
What?
If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here?
Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated.
Do you think somebody threw the knife? We're looking for a knife thrower?
We might have already thought of that when we first were doing this.
Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? Wow.
How dare she?
Right? It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
Word.
So inconvenient that somebody got stabbed.
So Soseki-san there was at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker.
That's right, Naruhodo. Very good. It's vital that we find out more about the case.
About the case.
How convenient.
Tell us more. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too.
As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another accursed person ahead of me.
They were curved.
An accursed woman wearing an accursed green overcoat. She was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet.
How terrible.
I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard.
Slight exaggeration there, perhaps?
Now, you know how graveyards, they just leave the bodies like lying around like that?
Yeah.
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran, as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
That's not good.
They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that.
Yeah, probably. Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English? And a young woman at that. I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people.
I'm an introvert! I see. A young woman, unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No one? Oh, great.
So, the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum?
Because, yeah, then who saw him do it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that I think that's what they're going to mention.
What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum?
Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen.
I did.
But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit.
I read your mind. What did you just say? In your mind?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly.
Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested?
Sorry?
He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place?
Oh, yeah, she's right.
It's true. He farted.
That's why he
He
looks
was
like
trembling. He's like, oh, crap.
they followed the fart cloud. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck.
Accursed great detective. Could it be?
Be? I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody, begone! May you be cursed until the end of your days, Herlock Sholmes.
I knew it!
Mr. Sholmes? Well, he clearly is guilty then. And hello, Brad. How are you, by the way? I hope that you are doing well.
And, well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure.
It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police, put the weapon down."
Brad, it's 2:45. Oh, dude, I hope that you can get some sleep.
Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary, discrimination devils.
This man is the best.
Sleep, elusive sleep, always too far from my grasp.
Oh my god.
That's Soseki-san's newest poem.
Mm-hmm.
You clearly had a trying morning yesterday.
No, the trial's tomorrow. And there he was in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Sholmes.
It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English.
I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak, stooped kitten of a man?
Well, now he's guilty. He described himself in this manner.
I wonder what great deduction process led him to this conclusion this time.
I'm just a little guy.
Do you mean to say that you're just a little guy? That Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable.
The thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in.
So I tried to attack him with a knife.
Of course you were. That's only natural.
I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. Fiendish, foreign, flimflammery.
Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English.
You're in America, speak American.
No!
Good point, but my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say, so I just kept repeating things like, "Yes, I do," and "I'm fine." The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here.
Oh dear. I'm afraid that's hardly surprising.
I'm fine. He's not fine now.
His poor eye twitch.
Oh, that's you.
Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough.
Oh, yes, alright, yes, they've really got to me. This country's poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you?
Well,
Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour.
A student?
I have defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Naruhodo-san.
I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose.
What does that mean? but that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from a great empire. Oh, yeah, I'm committing fraud.
It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend.
Do you need some more water?
Yes, I do.
My throat.
I'm trembling uncontrollably.
Oh, while Ergo is going to get more water, how are you guys? I hope you're all doing well. I feel really bad for Soseki-san. He's still going at that. He's stuck in an infinite tremble. So, pat to poor Soseki-san. When Ergo and I initially were playing through this case, because we only got so far in it before we last stopped playing, and that's why we decided to go ahead and just restart, because it's been a while. We ended up meeting another character, so I'm curious to see if we'll make it back to where we left off before.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, he's still trembling. You left him trembling.
A keepsake?
I'm tired from all that
I
trembling.
know exactly what they're saying about me.
Oh? Who do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness. Why do you say that?
I mean, we already know they won't. Nobody's defending him.
For the same reason as you noted before. When it happened, there was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime.
It's pretty, I
I'm not
can
a
assess.
fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit.
It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san.
Being the culprit. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway.
That's awful.
They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history.
And yet they're really racist at me.
But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. Yes, listen to my strange accent. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through.
Soseki-san, it's just that I think you did it. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can, for the time being.
What do you mean?
We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for.
Right. Okay, yeah. We talked about it. Let's go.
To Briar Road.
The scene of the crime.
I remember that the guy with the fish and chips is here again, if I remember.
Nice.
Oh, look at that bike. Wow, that must be a clue.
Hydrate.
William Robbins. Robin Williams?
Robin Williams. Oh.
So this is where it happened. Briar Road.
Oh, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. Oh, and Moonly, I see you requested the hydrate.
Yeah, I just said that.
I totally ignored you. Well, I was drinking anyway, but I drink again for you, Moonly.
That is their job, you know?
But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes? They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd see or ever come this close. It's poggers, as they say, to be a real Bobby's helmet.
So it's just specifically the helmet she's interested in.
Yep.
What? The helmet?
Of course. I have to try one on one day.
Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true.
Hey,
Nah, to go get some more fish and chips. Nah.
What's the Japanese delegation doing here?
Oh, Inspector Gregson.
This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware.
Yes, of course. We are here to investigate.
So you've been to the Holmes cells then? What do you make of the criminal?
He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose.
Casual racism.
Well, do what you will, it doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion.
The stone cold air of rejection.
Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air.
What?
Breathe it in.
That makes it worse somehow.
Alright, Scotland Yard.
Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Tell me about it all. Every Bobby helmet. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place.
The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, man.
But why did you call it Scotland Yard when it's not in Scotland? I still don't get that.
Yeah, it is kind of weird,
It's
isn't
in
it?
London.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, and you know I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city.
Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful?
Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you.
Oh really?
First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work.
What? He wakes people up?
Yep, raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit.
I had no idea.
The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long.
Here's the thing. Who wakes up him?
Oh.
Who's the Bobby for the Bobby?
He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance.
I can't really imagine how far that is. but it sounds like a long way.
Let me see. According to my research, as she becomes Dorothy Ann, which I know I made that joke before when we were last playing it, from Magic School Bus, by the way. There we go, in case you didn't know. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama.
On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far.
Step.
Right?
And then it gets dark, of course. He has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps.
Oh my.
And I suppose in between all of those duties, bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well?
And chase after criminals trying to evade the law.
I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. It's like a bearded thumb.
Well, hello to you too, Rev. I could see that. The way his head is shaped, you know. I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But I don't want to look like a thumb. No, that's not what Rev said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you. Mr. Naruhodo, good luck, and take care of those duties.
Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do.
But also, Rev, how are you doing today? Are you doing well? I hope that you are.
Happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just there on that open bit of pavement.
And we are doing well, thank you for asking. Well, I mean, I can't speak for you, but are you doing well, Ergo?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah?
Like a smooch.
There you go. How could we not be fine by watching this man infinitely eat fish and chips?
Look how he like pops it out. He goes like, ching, like he's loading like he's like cocking a shotgun, like.
It's beautiful.
The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find much about her at all.
I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
And whoa, you packed a whole bunch, Rev, and you're very tired? Well, I hope that you're relaxing now. So put your feet up and just vibe. I hope that you're at that point. And if you're packing, does that mean that you get to go to your new haunting ground soon?
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want.
Really? Are you sure?
It's yard policy to give lawyers, defendants, suspects the odd bit of information to go on. Just a little, you can have a little information as a treat.
Just a little bit to whet your appetite. I haven't exactly accepted the job, but...
Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. See, that is what Maya would do. She'd be like, thank you. And Phoenix would be like, wait, I'm not even...
Next week is moving week.
Next week is moving week. Yeah, come on, Rev. Move week, you got it. New haunting grounds. Woo, woo. Well, if you need any emotional support, you know we've got you. Can't exactly move any boxes for you, but we'll be thinking about you moving those boxes. But I'm happy for you. Just, I hope it goes as smoothly as possible.
The shape of his face is really like, this is his mouth.
Yeah.
This is all chin.
Yep. It's probably from all them fish and chips, baby. That's all of that right there is fish and chip.
Just jaw muscle?
No,
From chewing so much?
It's just all fish.
Like he stuffed it in his cheeks like a hamster? Is
It's all stuck in his
that what you're
throat.
saying?
See, that's why it's infinite. He doesn't actually swallow. Or he
like-
just keeps regurgitating.
But this is jawbone here. So like... Whatever.
He has no chin. Like, he does, but he
It's too
doesn't.
much chin.
Yeah. Well, he's got one chin that's very slight, and then you just
Like
see his neck. Yeah.
Anyway, stop talking
Stop talking shit about
Stop
me.
talking about my huge chin. As far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but
just because he didn't see anyone... It doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. For all we know, that horse could have done it.
I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure.
How?
the snowman saw it all.
Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed.
What?
We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them.
There were witnesses now?
You see, I know that always freaks out Phoenix. He's like, "No, great witnesses."
Gonna have to cross-examine them.
And they're all gonna perjure. Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London.
Beautiful. It was the donkey that saw it all.
It's McBuilded.
It was Donkey who did it? No, Donkey's innocent. It was Lord Farquaad.
He's a copper from Scotland Yard.
Policeman? That might change things.
And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked?
Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby, catching them banging the act and all that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions?
Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow.
Oh,
I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to.
See, I told you, he has no chin. It's like sinking into his neck.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's very vertical. It's just not horizontal.
Whenever Inosuke is like talking to Susato-san about that, he's just like, he has no chin. And she's like, no, like it's kind of vertical. And he's like, I'm right here.
Also, wait, are you calling me Lord Farquaad?
But Lord Farquaad is sitting right next to you, though. What?
How am I Lord Farquaad?
I mean, Lord Farquaad has black hair.
That's the one similarity.
and a big chin.
But it's totally shaped different. His is like a square.
Sounds to me like you're trying to hide the facts.
Oh my god. All right.
No, I know you're not Lord Farquaad. I would never like Lord Farquaad. You're too nice.
Yep.
You would never eat the gumdrops off of a poor, innocent cookie. A policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed.
Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector.
What?
The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
What are you bringing him up for?
You know I hate him. Was it something I said? The color is drained from his cheeks.
Arrow's overcompensating. What are you talking about?
Prove your innocence, Ergo.
You can't just make wild accusations and then say, oh, you're overcompensating.
Yeah, what is this, an Ace Attorney game?
Yeah. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not?
See, baby, you should do a poll.
What?
Are you Lord Farquaad or not?
No.
Well,
Makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole.
because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean?
There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying.
Exactly your point? Or exactly your point, Rev? Yeah? Uh-oh.
It is all a bit strange, though.
Sorry?
The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now.
Yes, we did hear something to that effect.
He was hibernating in a coffin.
Yeah.
And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones.
Master criminals? The violent ones?
That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins.
But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely? I'm not surely.
That's just my point, sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. It was a really pitiful little stab. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
You know, because he's a vampire.
Yeah. I'm really thinking somebody threw the knife. That's also why, like, it wasn't... It didn't kill her.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be as much
Do you think
force.
they were aiming for him?
Oh, I wonder.
Maybe. I'm kind of wondering. Well, see, it's too obvious to say
he was
it was
right
the
next to her.
policeman. Because, like, I want to say it was the policeman because he was there.
But then also, they said also his wife was with him?
Oh, yeah. The wife did it.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out more. I'm still pretty suspect of the horse and the snowman. I think the snowman will come into play.
Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? I know we get stabbings all the time.
Got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest.
Oh, clearly, Mr. Naruhodo, he thinks you're hot. It's a compliment.
Like, he just knew that Ryanosuke would take this case.
He'd be like, I have to see that hottie again.
Suspect.
Really? What sort of reason, Inspector?
I already said it.
You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness?
Again, he's a vampire.
You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial.
Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he puts it.
Mr. Sholmes?
Might as well just send his victims to the Shadow Realm.
Who did you hear that name from?
Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings.
I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions.
Fiddle faddle. The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere.
Oh!
I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around, spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case.
Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He was astoundingly wrong about me.
He is great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he?
Gibble gabble.
Oh, I'm sure his deductions are great, all right.
Yeah.
They're great something.
Ever seen this before? Yeah, we talked about it in the office, remember?
Like just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Ranced magazine.
Yeah, we just had a conversation about it.
The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears.
Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called Great Detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Herlock Sholmes tale at all.
He's menacing you with his fish and chips. No, I agree with him. He's like shaking it at you like it's a club.
That's it, it was him.
With the fish!
He stabbed her with the fish and chips.
He meant to throw the fish at her, but he threw his knife instead.
Well, I suppose there is an element of that.
We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals.
Whoa, that's deep, bro.
Maybe you're the criminals.
That can't really be true, can it, Inspector?
As sure as these chips are totally mushed. Clearly the Great Detective and the police have a complex relationship. They should go see couples therapy. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective.
Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion?
Oh, yes, what is it?
Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. And it's Ivan, you've returned!
Welcome back! By him, do you mean him from the Powerpuff Girls? No? Oh, you mean Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, Mr. Sholmes.
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly.
Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all of this, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that?
I hope not.
I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again.
The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address even.
It's Baker Street! Read a book, Naruhodo-san!
How do you know that?
It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. I mean, right next to, Wallaby Way, Sydney. Wait, now I can't remember. What's the number? What's the number for it?
I don't know.
Something Wallaby Way, Sydney.
It's not that famous.
No, I failed.
We'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable.
Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage.
Oh, there's one right behind us, actually. So we have a reunion already with the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
And I agree, it's a hyphen. The butler probably did do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's examine.
Yeah, I guess we'll take a look.
Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals.
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
I knew it! Thank you. I knew there was a 4-2 in there, but I thought it was 420 and was like, no. Disney wouldn't make that joke.
420 Wallaby Way.
Thank you for checking that. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Oh yeah, there was no C. Yeah, that's right. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Excellent job, Rev.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was looking at the other really important address in the world. It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. We're doxing P. Sherman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it. Wouldn't it? And hello, Darren. Welcome. Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone.
No. I wasn't serious.
See, I feel like Maya would do that, but she'd say for you to do it. I don't think she would do it. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy, though. He must have killed that lady, or tried to kill that lady.
The killer's inside the snowman.
See, that I kind of wonder, actually. Like, my mind does go to that.
Oh, it has a scarf. Look. That was to keep the killer warm.
Yeah.
You'd need one if you were out in the freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one.
The killer has a knife gun, and he shot the knife.
Oh, God!
He shot the knife out of the snowman.
Oh, and then It's a Hyphen is saying that you owe her a Mario Party rematch.
Yeah.
Anytime. And then Rev, you're saying that Dr. Sherman's IP address is on deck. Nice. Just be careful with your information, Rev, you know? Don't get him too hard. Surely, the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would.
Yeah, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do so much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow.
Yeah, they're really just wearing kimonos and their, like, student jacket right now. So they must be freezing.
That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons.
I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs, despite not knowing a thing about what was going on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We were defending ourselves in the first one, too.
Yep.
The first 2 cases, we were both defending ourselves.
Yep. We had a tough go around in the beginning of the game.
Usually that only happens to Phoenix once a game.
Yeah.
Happened to Ryunosuke twice in a row.
Yes. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Hopefully you don't give that to into a descendant later on.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, there's some holes! Could be maybe made because a knife got through a knife. It's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in indecidedly worse shape than other houses around here.
We must find some cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonable level floors.
But it comes with your own broken bike.
Yeah, the bike comes with the building.
A British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore.
The pickles were under his tongue the whole time!
I love that SpongeBob episode. So good, Rev. Good mentioning.
Someone must have been doing some yeah, that's all, folks. Some breakneck cycling.
It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. I love that part, Rev. And there's my car keys! There's even a moment to change a woman's dress to allow them to ride as well.
The bicycle fad won't last long. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. One of my descendants surely won't be riding a bike all the time.
Goodness, do you dislike bikes?
No, not at all. I mean, it's not like I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me.
Wait, have you done that?
Well, we'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around.
Yeah, I think we just need to go see.
You're still here?
A new location has been added.
Sholmes is sweet. I think if we can, because we're only an hour and a half in. Oh, wait, anime cutscene.
Anime.
Woo, hello, Mama Mocha. Welcome, Raiders. You're just in time for the cutscene. Thank you, Ergo, for doing the shout out.
Very much. It's just up there overlooking the sky. Good day.
I need to update your shout out thing.
Also, I thought I heard an alert.
Huh? Well, it's the raid, probably.
Oh, also that. Thank you for the follow, HD Ray.
Ooh, swanky building.
Right?
Oh, here, since we just got a raid, we should do a battle royale.
Sure.
Battle Royale! Battle Royale! Pokemon, to your stations! Alright, the plan is going, and all the Pokemon have been dropped down! Welcome, Raiders! Now fight!
By the way, I am Grizzy Dragon Lady. It is nice to meet all of you. The gentleman with me is my husband, Ergo. And once again, thank you for coming by. We are continuing our playthrough of Great Ace Attorney. So welcome aboard. Let's see.
Yay.
Nomizu is not looking too good. Brad might die, though. We'll see. Oh, Erica. Erica's coming. And Dadara, or Darren, sorry, I couldn't read that.
So far, Darren has the highest health.
It's me against Darren.
Grezzy got the health pack.
Oh, we'll find out sooner or later who's going to win. Oh, I took a hit. I took a really big hit.
They're going back in.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I've lost more health. Oh, no.
Darren's getting the health.
Oh,
no.
Darren's gonna kill me.
No.
Oh, health pack, Grezzy. Don't be a fool.
No, Grezzy.
Get the health pack, Grezzy.
No, Grezzy.
No, Grezzy, no.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, that could have gone better for Grizzy. Right, F in the chat for me, Cronus. But yes, great job, Darren. Great job. Great job.
How was your stream? Wait, is it mocha?
Oh, yes,
like
yeah.
the coffee? Is that I actually haven't said it out loud. So like, wait, you say it like the coffee? Mocha?
Yes, yeah. If we're mispronouncing, please let us know.
How was your stream? What were you playing?
Was it something really cool? Also, I just noticed. Look at that elf shoe that's just
Look at this
hanging out.
elf shoe. There's like a knife. Oh, they threw a knife. It was Sholmes all along.
Look at them glasses over there.
Yeah. Playing an indie game called The Companion.
Ooh, that sounds good. Now, that reminds me that I might need to play Cooking Companions one of these days, but that is a spooky game. Ergo could not play that with me. He doesn't like the stuff associated in that game. It scares him.
I mean,
You could handle it? You think you could? You think you could handle it?
I mean, I'm just not that interested.
Oh, wow, I see. Well, all right. And you said it's very beautiful? Ooh, I might have to check it out. I love games with beautiful art styles. Mm-hmm. And what was it? You said Spirit? Spirit what?
I don't know.
Oh, Mocha was saying that you run around as a little spirit. Oh, okay. That seems really cool. I'm going to have to check that out maybe. But I'm glad that you were having fun, Mocha. That is awesome. That's what matters. All right. But now I hope you all can relax by this nice roaring fire in this very messy house. Which I'm not perfect, let's be honest, Ergo. Our place is not this bad, but it's, it's not far from it.
Yeah.
So, this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow.
Whoa.
Also, what's that? Just like a bunch of holes that say NR?
I guess.
Naruhodo Ryunosuke? He's thinking about us!
Or is it V?
Very Ryunosuke!
Oh my god.
I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what that stands for. It is as described, or is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Many, many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yeah. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? No, I suppose I can, yeah. So if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a little while longer.
She's fangirling.
Please don't mind me. Ooh, I'm just having a moment. She's obsessed, almost as bad as Grizzy is with Yu Yu Hakusho, which is her favorite anime. Well,
a body has been discovered.
Oh no, in this very place? Oh shoot. We're in for it now. They're going to accuse us of murder then. It looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? We literally just walked in without knocking. Oh, this is the girl.
Yeah.
Did you want me to be her or do you want to be her?
Sure, you and me.
Okay.
Oh, do we have a visitor? Hello, it is a big new case for Mr. Sholmes.
Hello? Wait, aren't you?
Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once.
I'm sure it's the same girl. Miss Osato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary?
To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case.
The King of Bohemia?
King Willem, Gottrich, Sigmund von Ormstein, of course.
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well.
Oh, it's you!
I knew it! Susato-san recognizes her too!
Ah, there you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Well timed there. Objection! You have my gun.
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGill's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London.
Yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
Thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
What color is it?
It's like Coca-Cola. It's got cocaine in it.
Oh my god.
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. I just grabbed random things off the shelf, so it's glad that it's good. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're defending a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
How does she know all this?
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Hurley?
And you said, I don't think Coca-Cola was invented yet. Dang it!
Actually,
Wait, was it? Hang on.
because this takes place around 1900, and I think Coca-Cola was
Let's Google
invented
it.
around 1900.
Let's learn. When was Coca-Cola invented? All right. According to Google, the immediate first thing that I get as it loads. Okay. Hang on.
Hey, you just saw it.
Oh.
Hey.
1892, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, so it could be around this time,
I don't know what time this is. Yeah, I forgot.
approximately.
Well, here. We could look that up also. Let's find out. All right. Great Ace Attorney. Because this is very important. We need to know if cola laced with Coke was invented at the same time that this game is taking place. Great Ace Attorney time period. The Meiji period. The 19th century. So it's the 19th century and the dawn of the 20th century. Whenever
We have
that
exact
is.
years.
Date 1818? So it's a little bit no.
That's some for something specific.
Oh, it's something else? Well, Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. It wouldn't have been in London, that's for sure. But see, she heard about it. That's what I'm getting at, is if it was invented around this time, she would be one to know about it because they know everything. These people are so smart.
This Ace Attorney timeline starts at 2000 BC.
Whoa, what? That's wild.
Lord Lee Taylor is established.
Oh, Lord Lee Taylor, yeah.
And then whatever.
Here goes doing a deep dive.
I don't know what's going on here.
Either way, though, regardless if these people knew anything about cola laced with Coke,
Well, I had no idea.
just know that they also have an elf shoe on their mantle. That's really the only thing you gotta know.
Yeah.
Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday, after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think?
And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes's suite?
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I? I'm the obligatory little anime girl. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley.
Iris, is it? What a lovely name.
What? What's the matter?
Or what's the matter?
No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susaru-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
Yep, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, that's right. Didn't we deduce that might have been her dad that died?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
She's the not Watson's daughter.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Rev Wilson!
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susaru Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it.
That's not our names at all.
Those aren't our names. Susie?
Wow.
And Runo?
There's more to this girl than meets the eye.
It's not that hard. You can learn to pronounce our names.
I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start.
Yes, and so do I.
If you're trying to ask where I get my cosplays from, I make them myself.
It was you that we ran into yesterday.
I'm really into steampunk.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit. Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. The ignorance of the English language, right, Rev?
Yeah. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us.
It wasn't a real gun, though. Oh,
This thing, like this.
just a rocket launcher.
Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pitch my invention like that.
Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
This girl is dangerous.
It's a hyphen. Let me point that gun at you again.
Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician?
Yeah, who do you think the elf shoe belongs to? I mean, Hurley, of course, silly.
Hurley?
Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
And then,
Hello!
Hello, Nika! I legit thought Ace Attorney had voice acting, then realized it was the amazing. Aw, you're so sweet, Nika. I always appreciate the compliments with that, because one day I would like to try to do that more professionally. So I appreciate you. But how are you, Nika? How are you doing? And we are doing pretty well. We're obviously dealing with a cute little anime girl here in our Great Ace Attorney game, so having a good time.
I had no idea.
Oh, daughter. Yeah, we got that. Okay.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
He would never get a girl.
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
And you just had breakfast. Nice. If I can ask, what did you have for breakfast? What's your preferred breakfast? I'm pretty boring. I usually just drink like one of those like little like protein shake type of things. That's what I usually drink in the morning. if I can. I guess actually it wouldn't really even be called a protein shake. I don't even know what those things are called. It's a breakfast shake.
Yeah.
But I know, ergo, you tend to do like cereal if you can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We try. But yes, I hope it was delicious, whatever it was. Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? I think when we were first playing this, I was like, please do not secretly make her like 20 years old, but she looks like a child. I recall thinking like, no. And then it wasn't, so thank God.
Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
They were roommates.
Your roommates?
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you?
See, everyone's concerned. They're like, how old are you?
10 at last this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there.
Thanks for the hydrate, Cronus.
Ah, yes, Cronus, thank you. Rev, oh gosh, they were roommates. And yes, Nika, Cronus is the pun knight extraordinaire.
Or well, I think
Oh yeah, I just realized he was referring to Nika as the pun knight.
Cronus is the pun master and Nika is the pun knight.
Heck yeah, together they are the pun-keteers. I don't know. I try. Let's go back to the game. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you.
Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I feel bad. Do you want to voice a character or are you okay?
I'm good.
You sure? Okay.
It's your stream.
I mean, yes, but I don't want to be unfair, you know?
I'm just a guest.
My lovely guest. Mwah.
Guest star, ergo Corvus.
The best guest star ever there was, Mr. Corvus.
I am a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, and...
Oh, you have a copy of Rant's magazine?
Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship.
Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories?
Yes, they're my fanfics. That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness!
Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author?
Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
See, the other thing I'm wondering is the Wilson guy just totally unrelated? Like, it's just a coincidence?
Maybe.
Like,
well, I mean, we're gonna get there because
Yeah.
he said Wilson, so maybe they'll bring it up, or maybe that'll be a revelation for later. I don't know.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories, here and there.
it's funny because the actual Speckled Band story doesn't take place on a ship at all.
Yeah.
Basically has nothing to do with what happened.
Well, I mean, she says right now that she changes some details, so.
It's totally different.
No, I know. But no, like I'm saying that she's gonna write it not on a steamboat. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, you know?
Oh, yeah.
This time I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
See, she's writing it like how you read it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is true. Ergo did read that once. Is that one that you posted on the YouTube?
I don't know.
Oh, we should check.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you?
So, do you mean to say... Are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Rant's magazine
all written by me. Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
Susato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
But what about the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine. I am a 10-year-old prodigy, can't you tell? I dress like a steampunk queen, naturally.
No! At 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Well, it's quite incredible.
But they say to never meet your heroes. Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman.
Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it?
Wait, because also in the books, Watson was like in the army and stuff. Was she in the army?
I was obviously in the army. Just look at me. Clearly. A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
I suppose it does, yes.
Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. About before.
Yes, what's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that?
Well, clearly I'm a witch. Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail.
Of course, I'd be delighted. Although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
Goals activate.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular.
I'm going to shoot you with this gun.
Ha ha! Pew pew!
We are getting examined.
It's our face again.
First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Bruno. Boop. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed a passport and a travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh.
So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country.
I have mafia ties.
I'm a part of the mafia. And on top of that, you accepted a case against the particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
The Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I love the classic Phoenix face.
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today.
Oh,
They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see.
I didn't realize.
I thought I was just getting a fun stamp.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
And a red stamp is usually for people visiting foreign inmates.
That's weirdly specific.
Right? A little bit.
So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had a cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative.
Somebody you don't really care about.
That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow?
Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It's obviously amused him. He told me that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling, and he laughed while he said it.
Yeah.
What a fuck!
A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been...
Mr. Natsume!
Ah,
Now, Runa has this fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
And Rev, what were you saying? She's actually Italian, not British. So basically admit she was checking them out. What the fuck? Oh, about the mafia, I got you. And then, yeah, she was checking him out. She knows everything.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley's always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He's silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. I'll be here all week.
Look how the Sasada sounds like, what the fuck?
Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholmes's delivery. But you were actually right this time.
Yeah.
Sholmes isn't. Oh,
Well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that.
this is really very good news. You could tell us about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please?
no.
No. Unless you give me $1,000, that's my fee.
So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man. You were saying.
Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems.
Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. They were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking stooped man running away from the scene.
A short, shifty-looking, stooped man. Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. Saseki-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police. And what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear. Because he couldn't speak English, so he had no idea what the fuck to do.
Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Let's see. And Rev, I'm gonna head to sleep now. You two deduce those deductions, and we will. And I deduce that you will get a great sleep, and you will have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you, Rev, for coming by. We appreciate you, friend. Mwah!
Good night.
Night, Rev.
Of course it did. He's a great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. At least it's more time than yesterday, the last one.
Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently.
oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire.
That's why they can't afford to spend too much time on investigating cases and trying the criminals in court.
I wonder, is this where Japan Japan gets it in Phoenix Wright?
Oh, yeah.
Because they just don't have time. There's so much murder.
Stuff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. You know, the logical thing to do.
That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san.
Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Has it, though?
Oh, you're most welcome. I had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Oh, well, I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Natsume. Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Oh, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, will you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what to do now. Or what to know.
What is this?
It's a bribe. It's blackmail.
A 5-shilling piece. A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Oh yeah, it is
The
blackmail.
postcard just says, I know what you did.
I won't tell, here's some money.
It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. We'll bribe the man. With 5 cents.
I don't know, is that what a 5 pence is, or is that $5?
I don't know.
Good luck. Good luck, then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon.
We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. See, I think now we're getting further than we were before. Because this is where we stopped last time.
I think so.
Yeah, let's do a little bit more. So somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Is it really that heavy?
A bribe.
A bribe! Bribes are pretty heavy after all. Let's do a little bit more.
Okay.
Just to get a little bit farther from where we were last time. Get to some new content.
And now you get to speak too.
It's 2:38 p.m.
No. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him.
Yeah, it's not a bribe, it's a tip.
Yeah!
Oh, here, I guess we'll present it.
Yeah! We get to present some evidence! I mean, a thing!
Yeah. Oh, we can inspect it.
Oh yeah, let's inspect it. Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it?
Tell the gentleman in black what he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem.
Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment there.
I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it.
You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ears, do you?
Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome. It'd be funny.
Not the coin.
This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown.
Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one.
Oh, wow.
Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world.
How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth?
Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month.
Whoa.
Is it really? That's greasy.
Burp, 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 burp.
Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
Jeez. We have these for you.
Yeah.
Despite your racism again.
Whatever a gadabout is.
Right, she has mafia ties, remember? A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
It's like, no, the 5 shilling coin means death.
No!
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship?
Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly?
That's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
A bribe.
That's right, for the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time.
Yes, yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course. Her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still, I get money.
At least I'm paid. I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never mind you that. So, what do you want to know then, eh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fellow.
Wow!
He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there, look.
Oh, he lived there? Wow, he wasn't far from the scene.
On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Gerardub. Right, well, if you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it, you tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. And he vanished. Like a ninja.
Ghost! Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Yes, definitely. I love snooping. In that regard, she's also Maya.
The location.
Let's do it! This is new. We didn't do this last time we played.
Yep.
We didn't get here.
Oh, I love his apron.
It's so cute.
Also, it seems kind of nice.
Yeah, the outside is kind of rough, but the inside is nice. Also, what's on the floor? Whoa, who's this lady? Doesn't matter to me. Do you want to be her or do you want me to be her?
Voice. May I help you?
And right, those potatoes are mush.
Yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Gerardub?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here.
Oh.
We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Oh. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Gerardub.
I love it, baby. It's beautiful. Did you see that,
did you see that, Miss Sasato? It was a real-life English maid.
Oh no, Ryunosuke.
It's just like the stories.
It's gonna be like maids.
Oh God, if Crowan were here.
Yeah, yes.
Maids. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day just keeps getting better.
It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We don't need to meet a butler and the experience will be complete. Oh, we haven't seen our one friend who's always disguised as somebody, but he got off, and I think he was going back to Japan.
Okay.
I think, because he was only there to protect our boyfriend, but then he died. So, yeah, we may not see him. I was thinking about that, though. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
Oh, I love it. He's a moon.
He's a moon man.
He's a moon man.
Let's examine him. Are we only going to see him at this angle?
I hope so. Oh, do you want me to be Garadeb or do you want to be
I
Garadeb?
could be Garadeb.
Do it.
So what does he sound like?
Good day. I don't know.
Good day to you, John Garadeb. At your service.
Oh, that's hot.
Very breathy.
He's hot.
Whoa.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Rinosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service, handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
Naturally. So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so?
No.
Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Oh, why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Fetch it all, woman. Be careful. Wait, I already forgot what voice was. Oh, dearie me.
No, you were like, hang on. Oh, dear. Oh, God, no, what did you do? Yeah, I liked what you did.
Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
I think that was it. Yeah, that was it.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir.
She did that on purpose.
So anyway,
how much you want to bet?
There you have it, living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
No. Only too pleased, naturally, if it helps to keep the peace here in a Blighty.
Ew.
We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
Even though it, just happened today.
Right?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Oh, really? You don't like detectives, huh? Is it because you did it? You did it, didn't you? Oh, but you have a copy of Ransk magazine here, so...
Excuse me. No,
I'm not a fanboy.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room.
It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
About Mr. Natsumi then, Mr. Garadeb. Please, do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week?
So he moved in very recently then?
I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available a week ago, you see. Ah! Dash it all, Joan, be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Oh, why?
Oh, Miss Mononoke.
Hello, Raiders!
Hello.
Hello, Miss Mononoke. Welcome, Raiders. Ergo, you know what that means. Get the Battle Royale station ready after you shout them out. How are you, Mononoke? What were you playing? What were you doing last? We're just gonna watch the maid tap her cheeks.
Yeah. Wow, she is.
Slap.
There's
And you were arting? Awesome.
there's just jiggle physics.
Oh, fan arting, that's the best. When I did my first art stream recently as well, and I was drawing some fan art, so that's hecka awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Raiders, and everyone, fight!
Fight to the death for our amusement.
And then, let's see. And yes, I was. It was fun. I am glad that Ergo figured out how to make the art work, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
And hello, welcome, Chi.
Hello.
Ooh, that's the occasional slap adds to
Yeah.
the battle.
She's so concerned.
I want her to slap when somebody hits somebody.
Oh, okay. Oh. It's a hyphen versus Nightbot.
It's a hyphen versus Nightbot. This is getting real extreme, folks. Oh, will she be able to beat the bot? Come on, it's a hyphen. Get that health pack. Oh, it's close. No!
Nightbot.
Nightbot cheated, folks. I call hacks.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, hyphen. You were so close. You were cheated, in my opinion.
Jeez, your bot just your Nightbot just like killed all the raiders. Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that. And thank you so much for. Hello. Oh, Striker, you're raiding as well. Hi. And then. Oh, there we go. But also, Mega Knight, thank you for the follow. I thought that was the follow sound when I first heard it. But welcome, Striker. Welcome, Raiders. Hello. What even? I need more singing points. Aw, you'll have to reload your points up then. But thank you also for the raid. Wow, we got 2 raids like right in a row. That's awesome. But yes, also again, thank you, Mega Knight, for the follow. Much appreciated. And thank you for shouting out the Raiders, Ergo. Much appreciate you. And by the way, Raiders, just so you all know, the lovely gentleman next to me is my husband, Ergo Corvus. He's fantastic. You should go look him out as well.
You should follow her though.
I mean, I appreciate that too. But he's cool too. You're cool as well, I'm sure. Because you're here. And obviously, if you're here, that means you might like Ace Attorney.
If you're here, you're family.
We're not Olive Garden, but close enough. Oh, and let's see. Oh, I heard the follow sound. Thank you. Hulka Webb, thank you so much for the follow.
Halky.
Thank you, Halky. Much appreciated. And the maid is still slapping her face.
Yep. For every follow she gets, the maid will slap her face again.
Man, she's getting a lot of follows. But I hope that all of you are doing well. And Striker, we're doing great. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? And if you're just tuning in, basically we we are talking to the guy who owns the place that our client is lodging in.
Yes.
So I don't know. He's got a neat design. seems kind of wackadoo. I don't know, maybe. The maid's
We
kind of
only-
sus. I don't know.
like,
we just
we-
met all these people.
We
but,
only view him from the side.
right? I'm always suspect of everyone we first meet. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right?
like-
the maid did it.
Like, she's slapping her face. She did it. So we'll see. But yes. So, ergo, if you would like to continue, which is the maid saying now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Everybody gets to hear my maid voice now. He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me.
Lady, that's called anxiety.
I said to myself, Joan, that...
I love it. I love that.
Joan, that man is trouble.
that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure.
And right, it's Ivan. He does have a Crescent Moon profile. It's pretty cool. So there was anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
She seems real like, oh shit, yeah, there was.
Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us. She's about the gossip.
The shady lodger.
Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard. Did you like my metaphor?
I love her. I love that she goes, I've got some shit to say. Like the face she makes, and then, yeah, I just love it.
Is she just gonna be racist? She's gonna be like, he's Japanese. It's like, oh no.
No. I mean, everyone in this game has said that at least once so far, so it wouldn't be out of character. Could you elaborate?
Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More... I'm like shifting into a different voice. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so
suspect
much...
books.
Yeah, he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call.
Yeah, she shares the tea.
Literally, she has the tea.
Literally.
He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed, too.
He's a night owl.
Yeah, that's not really that suspicious.
Yeah, jeez.
I see.
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
I
He's
stay
like- he's
way
like us,
later than
yeah.
that. Yeah, jeez. Guess we're suspect of killing that lady
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
or almost killing that lady.
We also don't talk to anybody.
Right. We're very introverted as well. Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray tell?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh,
I'm a spy! I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
that's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level. Alright, British is confusing, where first floor actually means the second floor.
Oh, yeah.
Because ground floor is the actual bottom.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example? Even the times they go to bed. Right? Gee, I agree. Stalkers!
Right? Yeah, if you know when he went to bed, that means you were also up, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Good grief, Joan, be more careful, woman. Oh my goodness, sir, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
It's like the 15th time today.
I have... Joan, I have 3rd-degree burns all over my arm and my leg. I need the doctor.
Something doesn't add up here.
I have secrets. The incident 2 days ago.
It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening.
Wait. Does that mean afternoon? Or does that mean 5 a.m.? Whatever.
5 in the evening. Well, I mean, hey, some people consider that around evening. It's close to 6, you know?
Yeah.
Did you happen to look out of the window at around that time?
The window?
Only peasants use that.
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road.
Oh man, they got one of those things where it's like the plates with the cakes on them.
Oh, heck yeah. They're kind of askew looking, aren't they?
Hold on, look over here.
Everything's all broken.
Yeah, wait, what's like, there's a weird difference in the quality.
Right, what's going on here?
She spilt the tea.
Yes, she did.
So many tea puns.
Oh my god, yeah, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to examine this stuff.
Like, are they remodeling from left to right and they just haven't gone to this?
Maybe? They're
Anyway.
down a candlestick, too.
Did you read this one?
Yeah, I did. The incident took place on the pavement, just out on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadeb household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at the hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
How'd you know there was fog, Joan?
I mean,
You're gonna have to look out the window, Joan.
Yeah, and then they would just see the fog, I guess.
Oh, Joan.
So very convenient.
Yeah, right? Fog, very convenient for you. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? And then Hyphen says the gallery intern hates the off-kilter paintings. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all like crooked.
Oh yeah, they are. Do they get earthquakes here often or something? Was this? I don't
think
know.
so. Such as
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
well.
Yes, was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around.
See?
For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing. Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman.
She's doing this on purpose.
Right.
And also, she's trying to shut him up.
Yeah, of course, sir. If
Wow.
I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Wow.
Yeah?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour, nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garadeb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, she's doing it again!
As I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really nothing. Ah! Yep. Joan, dash it all, what is the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal, Joan? That's right, Mr. Garadeb.
Wow. Sus as heck right here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And then Ochi saying, what about daylight savings time? I don't know. Something to consider as well with the different times, sure. Inosuke. Oh yeah,
So, what is the matter with these two?
it sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew.
Mr. Natsume's room?
Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly, just below us on the first floor. Which, if you're American, actually means the second floor.
Yep.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak?
Yes, told me not his name, had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Wait, so Sholmes said that
Natsume had asked him to look into it.
Huh.
So Sholmes also talked to Soseki, I guess?
I guess. Maybe. That's possible.
Oh, yeah, here's Susato bringing up what I was just saying.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie.
Oh, okay, he's lying.
Ah, that makes
Probably.
sense. Would it be alright if we had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
He is lying to trespass. Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with this case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Alright, bye.
Alright, sus as heck made. Oh,
Examine the scene.
Oh, yeah, you want to examine? Yeah,
okay,
here,
let's
see if we can
examine
figure
the
out-
weird shit off to the side.
Yeah, why
What's
is
going
everything
on?
broken over here?
Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual.
Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful?
That's what you're looking at?
Although the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is, oh dear, it's in pieces.
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice.
I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it.
Yeah, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here.
So that's all we have to say about that for now. Let's look at this cake.
Oh, look. What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up. It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me.
Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadeb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea.
That sounds delightful. Right?
Yeah.
If there was the cannon firing, yeah.
It's a very weak cannon.
Wait a minute though. There were at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadeb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How
Magnanimous?
of you. Yes, Ergo, that's the word I was
Hey,
looking for.
I do the same thing.
The old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason.
Is it?
Doesn't really look that way here.
Take your word for it, Renosuke.
Right?
That old thing, yes. Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really.
Oh,
Used it when I was studying, don't you know, for my commission. I know it's old, hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses sometimes.
Of course.
does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it?
Yes. They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. Memory. All
wait a second.
alone in the moonlight.
Look
What?
here.
Yeah, what the hell
There's-
happened there? Is that
Piece of-
blood?
There's a piece. One. Oh, there's that. I just noticed there's a piece of the carpet's like torn away.
Yeah, like something's weird. Yeah, some weird stuff's happening.
Oh, whoops! I've investigated thoroughly. I can't find anything out of place.
Oh yeah, sure, just a weird
Let's-
hole on
let's
the floor.
try that
That's
again.
normal.
Guess maybe just that.
Maybe we can.
Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely.
Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? A dead body!
It was Joan with the candlestick.
In the sitting room. And you like your scones with tea, yeah, Chi? I like to eat a lot of different things with tea whenever I eat tea.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, scones would be good with it.
When you eat tea.
Yes. Just nom it down. Nom, 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 nom.
You just eat the leaves, right?
Yes,
You just
exactly.
like rip open the package and just pour it in your mouth.
Yeah, isn't that how everyone does it?
That's what you do with tea, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm going to have.
Ahem.
Maybe let's not, Mrs. Otto.
She will murder you.
I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea.
She will scold us. Ahem. We really can't examine.
No, because that's the
whatever-
candlestick.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so the candle from that. Oh, and then it burned the carpet.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, let's look at the window. This window looks out over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked.
Oh, yes. I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene.
The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly.
Does this thing open at all, I wonder?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
Sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
It seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then.
Old war picture.
That portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me, I swear.
Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well?
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. He's a furry!
Ah, yes. Seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
Seemed to come back? What do you mean?
The chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements.
Sasato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter.
That is metal.
Gee, tea won't flash freeze!
That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on a very grand banner.
Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight.
Yeah, why is everything crooked? What, that old thing?
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it, keeps the bally thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose.
There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation."
It's a participation trophy?
Wow, sounds like some kind of honors even I could be in line for.
Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles.
Here's a missile just
Yeah.
lying there. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
How could you miss them?
Ah, those old things. Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of colorful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out this... you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron, after all, usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what exactly?
Yes, well... Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no!
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know? When it takes place after 1869.
There you go. We got it. Maybe reconsider throwing them away?
When did we say Coke was invented again? 18 what?
90, I think.
Ah, dang. Okay, still too early. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though.
Let me guess. That old thing? Yeah.
Oh,
He's always like trying to like.
oh that thing sucks.
Yeah. Not much better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, does it hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
That and my sword and my cannon, you know? Oh, I see.
And these shells that I shot.
Yeah. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past.
Is a sword anything? No. Alright, we can go back. What about the apron?
I want to know about the apron. That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing, but that's a little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never knew when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really? It isn't overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. They shot the knife out of the cannon at the lady.
But then that would have totally killed her.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it's hyphen. Yeah, she also said 1892 and not one for dwelling on the past. My living room is a goddamn war museum. Yeah, you got a point. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadeb?
Might be some kind of world war in a couple decades.
Oh, Lord.
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well in the cannon there, Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel. What point?
Right, that it's useful. It's bally useful. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame.
Wow. Got some plates. See, these ones aren't broken.
Wow, yeah. Maybe they did fire a cannon
Some
at
books.
it, and it just really sucks. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garadeb. Do you enjoy reading?
Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book. The mean, what? I think had a, what? I don't know.
Let's see. The mean lady, I think, had a cannon, Matil. I'm not entirely sure. But you thinking the lady might have used the cannon? Because if so, I could see it. I'm very sus of this maid. There's a copy of Ranced magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Garadeb enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too. I don't know who the fuck Sherlock Holmes is, but we know Herlock. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem.
He's verified on Twitter.
Oh, Trunchbull! Yeah, I can see that. I remember Trunchbull from Matilda.
Lunchable? What?
No, Trunchbull,
Okay,
not
I think-
Lunchable.
I think we're done here.
Okay,
Wait, how do I go back?
let's go talk to Herlock. Oh, here.
there we
Back.
go.
There you go. Let's go see him, and then after that, we'll call it. We'll interact with Herlock, talk to him for a bit, and then we'll go find someone to raid. Whoa. Oh, he's got a lucky cat. How cute.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
he's a
got a
real
cat! Oh! Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the
Better
mountains
than
of
being
old books.
musky.
I mean, true. Mountains of old books that are responsible for that. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
You ever been to a library?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they haven't. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that why they don't see the cat sitting there? Is that the window? Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, yes, once upon a time.
but for some reason it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you?
No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garadub told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating.
He's hiding in a pile of books. How much you want to bet?
Yeah. Okay, we gotta examine the cat.
Examine the kitty!
Stretch.
Ah, Stretchy!
Oh, bye.
Cat!
Oh, my, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into the pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Miki, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's made me feel homesick now.
Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days.
You see a hand pops out of the books? Oh wait, can you see one? Or are you just saying maybe you...
Oh, here, look around. Because you can look...
Yeah. Huh? I don't know. Well, let's just examine whatever.
But that wouldn't surprise me if a hand just shoots out of one of them.
Yeah.
Look at all these books stacked up there. They're almost reaching the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty.
With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No, what a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
So reading, it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy.
And yes, the old book smell is good. I do agree.
Let's look here.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything.
Wait, but it lit up. Hold on, maybe I just clicked in the wrong place.
That's okay, I forgive you. That desk does seem to be wedged in a crevasse between the mountains of books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of the purchase. That's 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Nice. Don't know if it counts as an alibi, because it's,
He just appeared.
Oh, shoot! Look, Mr. Naruhodo!
There he is! Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes!
Oh, what was my voice for him?
I don't remember.
I feel like it was kind of just like an enthusiastic voice.
I think so too, yeah.
You two, good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? How could you forget?
Right? You accused us of murder! Come on! The least you can do is remember me. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Buria.
Sounds like booyah!
The Booyah. And let me see, what happened on that voyage?
It was Kazuma Asogi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Help.
He was a help. He was a help. He accused us of murder and was wrong.
In the end, he was a help. Yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh,
Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least.
What an honor to remember it vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes.
To be remembered vaguely.
This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo.
Hey!
And Mr. Susato.
So close! But now, try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
I lose the first round.
What a little faker.
Nope. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short of an amount of time?
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
A little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones.
We're useless facts?
Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
Sholmes Crowan!
Crowan! Hello, Crowan Chroma! Yay! I'm glad you made it to catch a little bit. I'm glad, friend. How are you? I'm thinking of you, because we put your gold Skulltula token that you gave Ergo for his birthday. We put it on our microphone, so it's sitting on the stand there, so we look at it.
He's making pasta.
You making pasta? Yeah, that sounds woof-tastic. I don't know, I was trying to think of a way to put the pun in there, but I couldn't think of it. I did, thank you. Don't know if it was a good attempt, but I tried. But it sounds good. What kind of pasta are you making?
Let's see. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, oops.
He means Iris, I suppose.
Hold on a second. Fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully.
Oh, he means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. So,
let's discuss the murky case real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad to hear that you're hanging in there, Crowan. If you need anything, you let us know. I meant what I said last time. You're an awesome dude, and anytime you need that reminder, you hit us up.
But yes, so we know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume, yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea of what you mean.
What?
I can't believe he was looking Sasato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh? How?
I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
I mean, you did accuse us of a crime, so it wouldn't really surprise me if you did.
I guess he's saying he didn't actually accuse him of anything. He just led the police there, and the police assumed that it was him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request to me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
A man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. Oh, well, he just left a bunch of books. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased.
On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? Yeah, it's very easily. Anybody could have done that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Did the police not notice the books just sitting on the ground?
No.
I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily.
What a word.
Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no. No, no, no.
We don't talk about leisure. No, no, no. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
There, Mr. Garridub. Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garridub, a retired military man.
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution, that is, the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution, that is, service.
Also, Crowan, speaking of maid, we thought of you instantly. As soon as a maid was on the screen, we're like, it's a maid!
I didn't think it was that funny.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein.
Betoken their social standing. Sorry?
Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary!
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance.
Whoa! That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garridub.
Oh?
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say.
The dingy room. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this must have somebody sooner or later. What?
Woo! Raiders! Hello, Raiders! Hello, Tirith! Ergo! Shout out Tirith if you can! Thank you so much, Tirith. And how are you doing today? Are you feeling any better? I know that I saw that you weren't feeling so well a couple days ago, so I hope you're feeling better. But thank you, Raiders, for coming, and welcome to the Great Ace Attorney. Also, we should do a battle royale, as is customary. Yeah, baby!
Raiders, get ready to fight for our amusement!
Oh, hey, you caught the star as you were parachuting down. Going to lay down, but I will fight. Yes.
Aw, yes, lay down, get some rest. I'm sorry that you're still sick.
Recover your strength.
Yes, we need you for the great battle, Tirith.
Not this Pokemon battle, but just in general, the battle that is life. But yes, get well, friend. But just so everyone knows, Raiders, for anyone first coming in, the gentleman with me is Ergo Corvus.
Why are you introducing me before yourself?
Because I love you! He's my husband! And I am Grizzy Dragon Lady. It is nice to meet you. Aw, thank you that you're trying. Well, good.
Would you like some spaghetti?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy.
Some spaghetti.
That's him.
Yep, that was me.
Yeah.
Would you like some spaghetti?
Once again, it's
Oh my God.
Nightbot. Will Nightbot claim another soul?
Nightbot, why?
Oh, can Moni-chan... Mon-Chahan? I can't read. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, Nightbot!
No! Nightbot is too powerful! Holy moly!
This freaking Haunter just destroying everything. This is rigged.
I agree. I'm starting to think if it wins again, it's rigged.
Yeah. It's because it's a bot, it's a hacking.
Oh my god, what if? But excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. Right, it's a hyphen. Heck you, Nightbot. All right, let's continue on. So Raiders, I'll be honest, we're gonna do a little bit more. So we're gonna basically finish talking to Sherlock, and then we're probably gonna go and find someone to raid. So if you would like to stay with us for a couple minutes, we would appreciate it, so that way we can continue that raid train.
And if you're not following Grezzy, you should follow her.
Aww.
She is great because she does games like this and some other games and...
Aww.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh. And she does art. So yeah, if you like any
Tirif
of those
is saying
things,
scripted.
scripted fights.
I do those things, especially if you like Ace Attorney, but no pressure. As long as you're here and you're having fun, that's what matters. But thank you. All right, Sholmes, what have you got to say?
Yeah, I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
And Cronus, don't worry, I hydrated. Oh,
Wow,
thank you for the hydration.
you heard her luck.
Oh, and Tirif, yep, you follow me, so I mean, hey, you heard it from Tirif. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here. It's not if he will stab someone in the future. About this dark little room, Mr. Scholz. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window.
Well, I mean, I can clearly see there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
Ah, I see. The answer to that question is simple. Window tax.
What? Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows?
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness! Britain's weird!
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere.
Huh.
In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. Right, because what rich people love to do is pay taxes.
Yeah.
They just love, they want to pay as much taxes as they can.
Ergo's hot take. You ain't wrong. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished.
Good, 'cause stupid.
But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago.
Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Still, that is of little relevance here, a matter not worthy of further attention.
Are you sure? I'm curious now. I need to know. I'm hungry for knowledge.
Well, I believe I've told you all I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Scholz.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
You remember that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yeah, Mr. McGilded was sus as heck.
Yes, trust.
Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he?
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them.
Oh, I see.
Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. And one more thing.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I'm quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something.
Mr. Garadeb is. Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he?
Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo.
Bye! A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
He probably did a backflip too.
He was like, bye!
Alright. Shall we
I say,
up?
let's wrap up now. Let's go find us someone to raid.
There, he is just hanging out.
He's just hanging out. He's just hanging out there. But let's see who we've got. There goes pulling it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we had a lot of fun. We played through stuff that we had already done because the last time we played this game, it was a few months ago. Oh, we've got Kyoko.
Joe's playing Breath of the Wild.
Everybody's on top of you.
Oh, heck yeah. Should we raid Kyo?
Sure.
Oh, still in the beginning, it seems. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, friends. So we are going to go raid Noir Kyoko, who is currently playing Breath of the Wild. And hello, Sika. All right, so let's go ahead to raid. Here, let's just do this real quick. On the chatting screen.
Oh.
Whoa, it's nice and blue in here. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba
Fix that later.
dabba dee dabba die. But anyway, thank you once again for everybody who was able to show up and for all the amazing raids. You guys are fantastic. We had so many today. And I hope that you all had fun with us. So don't forget, you're awesome. You're amazing. You're a treasure, whether you follow me or not. But if you are a part of the treasure horde, well, you absolutely are a treasure. So keep on keeping on, and let's go say hello to Kyoko. Bye! Mwah!